at the time, my wife just passed away, and I'm actually quite lost of what shall I do next.
So I do wonder for you personally, where do you turn to if you need a sounding board or if you need someone to talk through your problems? And first of all, congratulations for winning the Vistage Leadership Award. I want to go back to the beginning first.
All right.
To get a sense of your story, to let people know you a bit better. I understand that running a business in childhood education was never part of your plan. So can you give us a glimpse into how it all happened for you?
Okay, all right. All these things start when I start to become a father, I would say. It's never part of my plan. Because once I become a father, and of course before I become a father, I actually want to become a good father. That's one of the goal that I want. So I do a lot of reading, I do a lot of attend a lot of seminars to learn to become a father, a good father, so-called. And I realized one thing: in order for you to become a good father, there's one prerequisite, fundamental, so-called condition is you must able to spend time with children. Without time, then nothing can happen. So, but at that time, my job required me to travel. I find that I couldn't juggle well, and as a father, as a man, I need to, so-called, earn a living, put bread on table. At the same time, I don't want to miss out the time that I spend with children to build a kind of a relationship with my son. And the son is my son. So that's struggle, challenging. And from there, I decided. And I come up to the idea, the best solution is to venture into business in education, in early childhood especially, so that I can spend time with the children and I learn to become a better father through the journey of this business development. And while my child is growing, I'm building my business and did become my future so-called achievement. So everything put together, like kill 3 birds in one stone, right? Okay. So I never regret. I'm happy. I think I've done the right decision since then.
All right, fantastic. Now, of course, that journey must entail some ups and downs. So I do want to ask you about some of the challenges going into a business that you had no prior experience. Before that, you were working with an MNC. So how was that transition for you?
I think becoming a father helped me a lot. Because the role I need to play, my son become the great teachers for me to hands-on, to deal with the children. And of course I read a lot. I really read a lot. In my house there's so many books. Because I think that I'm lacking. As you said, that I'm not from that background. So for me to do well, I think I need to read a lot. So I attend a lot of training and seminars, that helps a lot along the way. And with my hands-on experience, my own child, that actually grew me for that path. Well, of course, the most challenging is not on that part actually. The most challenging actually is how to get another adult to deliver, the concept, the philosophy, the approach that we want. I think that's the most challenging part. And this challenge since 2007 until now, or since 2002 until now, never solved. It's still ongoing.
Okay, the human factor.
Human factor, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But if you look at the journey so far, LEADERland has expanded to 6 outlets in Penang for now.
Yeah.
Could you share what are the values or principles that drive your business?
Okay. I think one of the things that we really focus on actually, because as I said, we are a human factor, and we realize that the business that we're in is very human, is very personal and service-oriented. So we realize that people is the focus. People is it's actually our main business actually is people development. All right? And we are in the business in terms of leadership development for the children, young children. So our focus will always come back to the people that we employ. We have to develop them first to become a leader. And we acknowledge them, they are a leader. So what we do actually, instead of the best way to actually to train a person, or to, I won't say change, but to help the person to change, is not training itself. It's not just knowledge. The best, I think, is still the culture. So we focus a lot of building a culture that we want, As I shared before, is our culture. The cornerstone is based on 5 letters, which is faith, in short, FAITH, right? So first F stands for family, A stands for add value, I stands for integrity, T stands for transform, H stands for honoring God. So this is a 5 cornerstones that support our culture. So all our people, we call it LEADERland, okay? They understand. We have to understand, so-called. We have to actually educate them, impart on them, and then we practice. As a culture, it's not just about the words, it's how we behave. So we focus on family. It means we treat each other like family members. We actually intentionally cultivate, we are family. We are not just colleague, we are family. So you can talk to me anything, not just about work. You can talk to me about your relationship, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, you know, whatever financial issue, you know. So in fact, in our company, we actually provide financial training as well, financial knowledge training, to help all our people LEADERland to manage your finance well. Because we realize if you don't know how to manage your finance, right, it affects you, and you affect your performance in the job as well. So we provide that platform. All right, but of course on volunteer. We don't force them. We actually try to encourage them to join and teach them how to actually manage their finance, wealth, how to build the wealth, accumulate the wealth along the way. Yeah, and then we also the family. We also talk about actually is if you need help, okay, talk to us. You know, whatever. We try to, in our company, we have one CSR program that actually empower all LEADERland to add value. As the second A is add value, right? Okay. To add value to people that are surrounding you. Start with us, ourselves. If you, for example, recently we have we'll call it one of the members, the kids, right, are diagnosed with cancer. Okay, so struggle, right, and not so high income. So she has no choice. She got to quit to take care of children. So what we did actually, we actually raised funds for her, and we also support her in the sense that for 1 year, she can actually take leave for 1 year. All right. But we still pay her, okay? And she come back after that. I mean, we don't expect her to come back, but we say we'll give 1 year to really spend time with the children, the young little girl. And fast forward, you know, it's already 2-3 years. The kids are okay, went through the chemo, everything is okay, and she came back to work for us. I mean, we just continue. We try to live out the value of family. That means we know everyone will have a tough time. Life is always up and down. So when you're down, we hope that we can actually extend a hand to help you to overcome this. So A is add value, as I said. You know, we already touched on that. So we actually talk about adding value, not just not just customer. I mean, start from within. Okay. The next talk about I is integrity. All right, it's talk about do what you say what you do, and also authenticity. All right, live out your true self. You know, that's very important. I think only then we can be happy. The next is actually talk about T is transform. Right. So transform, we emphasize of keep learning, keep changing, or keep growing. Without change, you cannot grow. Of course, change is pain, of course, but it's a must. So after changing, growing, the next is giving. So in LEADERland, we believe that a person won't truly grow without give. So that ultimately, for us to learn, to change, to grow, so that it's actually for us to can give more. That's why CSR also kind of picture, right? To help us to give more in terms of monetary, but in terms of also emotional support. So there's a culture, there's an environment, so-called, we want to cultivate for all the LEADERland to do so, and of course to the children as well. Every day they come to us, it's an opportunity for us to actually, you know, give to them. We give love, we give care, we give concern, you know, we give praising, acceptance. You know, we all give one thing. Of course, the last is honoring God. But honoring God, what we try to emphasize here is not about religion. It's more about we believe that everyone have a purpose, purposeful, and because of that purpose, then come passion. Then you work with passion, and last, persistence or perseverance. That is actually linked together. It's 3P, we call it. You know, because without purpose, you cannot have passion. Without passion, you cannot last. So this is a 3P talking about. If a person pursue a purpose, understand why he's in LEADERland, why he do what he do every day, and then of course he work with passion, or do all the best, passion for excellence, and at the last, of course, never give up. Everybody will give up in certain point because it's quite challenging, but as long as you didn't give up, you are actually honoring God of doing what you think is right and valuable. Yeah.
Those are fantastic values. And I do want to know, when you talk about passion, purpose, for you personally, at the end of the day, you know, when you go home, what is success to you? How do you measure that you have done a good job at the end of the day?
I like the statement, success is never a destination. Success actually is a journey of continuous growth, self-discovery, and self-improvement. So every day, if I examine myself, that did I learn something today? Did I add value to someone today? Even a small act of kindness is really able to ripple, you know. So is this something interesting? I mean, we also emphasize of just small act of kindness. Any opportunity you can see, just do something, you know. And then of course, the most satisfying part for me actually when I see someone life changing, you know, from, for example, like a fear of taking a step in comfort zone, fear of step out, and are able to inspire the person to do so, then I'm very happy. For example, in financial issue, you know, struggle, I'm able to help so they actually step out from that. I'm actually happy from that, you know. That's my satisfaction. See people growing, changing, getting better. And that's my motivation actually.
What about on the business front? So now you have 6 outlets. Of course, at the end of the day, it's also running a business and bottom lines and turnovers and whatnot. But I'm just wanting to know, where do you see the next stage of growth for LEADERland?
Well, I would say that our vision is where there are children, there is LEADERland. That's our vision. So we don't limit ourselves, okay, where we can go. As long as there's a children, we want to be there. So our challenge actually is how to equip, empower enough people to do so. Of course, in short term, we also set, you know, as a business, as I say, we also set a target goal, you know. Yeah, actually by 2027, that's our goal we set for 10 years plan, that we reach 10 centers. All right, so we have 4 more to go. Another 3 years to go, okay. Yeah, and then actually we hope that the place that have more children, we should go. You know, just like if you're a fisherman, where should you fish? You should go for the pond that have more fish. So I think the next should be KL. KL is have a lot of children because of the population. So I think the next phase, actually, we should actually look at there's any possibility for us to actually move to KL so that we can bless, to add value to the children, to the parents, to the community in Kuala Lumpur.
Right.
But we don't know, but we pray for it.
That's the plan. Okay. As a CEO, as a leader of a company, sometimes it can get quite lonely because, you know, there's not that many people that you can turn to for an advice. So I do wonder for you personally, where do you turn to if you need a sounding board or if you need someone to talk through your problems?
I would say that I'm very thankful and grateful that I hardly feel lonely as a CEO. I'm very thankful. 2 parts as I said to answer it. The first is I always turn to my team as well for their opinion. Right. All right. I always find answer after listening to them. This one source of getting the advice, so-called, right? The other part I feel, of course, is Vistage. That's the reason why I also joined Vistage, because I need 2 parts. I feel that I need 2 parts. One is more my internal team, okay, and the other one actually external. So Vistage, that's why I choose to join Vistage, so that I can actually, you know, get advice and talk, interact with people from different industry, and of course also I really get a lot of advice from the coach as well, personal one-to-one. That's the source also I get advice.
What has been the most valuable thing that you have received, you know, from being part of this stage, and how has it shaped you as a person?
If I look at, the first thing comes to mind actually during MCO. I never experienced MCO in my life as a CEO. So and that time I'm in Vistage. I think I'm very grateful. The timing is just not right. I joined Vistage 2018, MCO 2020. You know, yeah. So yeah, I mean Vistage done a good job to pull resources together. Though we go on Zoom, a lot of sharing, talking. You know, pull resource. Speaker. You know, share some certain topic. That inspired me a lot to know what to do next along the way throughout these 2 years of MCO. Okay. That's, I think, the first part. Second part, actually, if you look at the other impact, actually, in terms of running the business, in fact, I enjoy my work. I don't really see it as a business perspective.
Right.
So I don't do KPI. I don't set a lot of goal. Okay, but V-Stage China, yeah, their business setup, so it actually inspired me as well. I think I should. At least I can measure. It helped me to better measure my business, to understand how healthy it is, just like medical report, So I did that along this journey with V-Stage. I established a lot of information, or indicator to help me better manage. I find it helpful a lot. It built my team to be more, feel more competent of understanding the business because of sharing all these indicators.
All right.
Within my
That's
team.
true to the first time you joined V-Stage. This was in 2017, 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
What were you seeking out at that time?
At that time, there'll be a long story. I'll try to cut it short. At that time, my wife just passed away, okay, and I'm actually quite lost of what shall I do next. But I've decided to actually pick up this the brand I built in 2007, which is LEADERland, to actually to build this brand, continue to support my partner. But at that moment, I think I need some support. Mentally or emotionally, whatever. I think I need some support from the other perspective beside my team. Of course, my team are very supportive, but I just need external, different perspective to help me, to groom me, to inspire me more. So at that moment, people introduced me to V-Stage. I think the timing, I find it, why not? Yeah, I heard about V-Stage a couple of years back. Before that, yeah.
Having run your business a number of years now, do you still feel overwhelmed? And how do you manage days that are not so good?
No, actually not. I'm very grateful. I don't feel overwhelmed. I enjoy. I feel balanced. I feel I have freedom to do what I want. If I want to spend time with children, I spend time. If I want to go, I go. I want to see anyone, I see anyone. So I have all this freedom that I actually gain along the way. I think it's because of the leadership things I'm talking about. I find that leadership so important since young. That's why I started LEADERland. Of course, at the time, I'm still a very young leader. I'm still grooming myself. I read a lot. I have a lot of knowledge. And I agree with all this knowledge, all this concept. But I still need times or opportunities to actually put in practice, to experience my own self. So for the whole journey of this entrepreneurship for almost since 2002 until now, 22 years, I put a lot in practice. I really find it, wow, it really works. It's really practical. It really works that way. And now I actually enjoy the fruits of what I've done.
Okay.
I have all this leveraging, so-called leveraging. Yeah.
Now, speaking of young leaders then, what advice would you give to aspiring leaders who want to make a significant impact in their field?
Lead. I think lead. Just lead. Don't worry, just lead. Learn through leading. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep thinking no solution. All right? Step out of the comfort zone. Just take up responsibility to lead, and along the way learn. Get help,
For this show, we have a practice where we ask the person who appeared before you to ask a question to the next person who's coming on the show, which is you. So your question actually came from Patrick Lua of PLC Tax Consultants. So this is the question. He wants to ask you, what need to fundamentally change in you personally in order for you to create a sustainable business model in light of all the changes that's happening like AI and technological advancement? So that is a question.
In me, fundamental change.
Yes. To create a sustainable business, to withstand the disruptions that are coming your way.
I want to say it's continuous learning, but I'm doing it. Maybe I can do more. To be more humble, always stay humble. Because only that character will actually help me to learn the most effective. Sometimes the learning doesn't take place because of my own pride. When you get old, right? That's one challenge. Or when you climb high, the higher chance you will actually fall into a pride because you have experience, knowledge that you gain. That's a tendency sometimes we may not listening to some advice from young people.
So
humility, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last question for you is, what would be one question that you want to ask the next person, the next CEO or leader that's coming on the show?
Okay, thank you. If you give a chance to restart okay, we start to build a business, what are the one thing you would do different?
Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you so much, and I will pass this along to our next guest who's coming on the show. Well, thank you so much for coming, and it's great to hear your story.
Thank
And best
you
of
for
luck
having
to
me.
whatever
Thank
you're
you.
doing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you.